This is Mahima Chittoda. Today we'll start with the gravitation as this is our topic. What do you mean by gravitation? As we know that हमने बहुत सारे phenomena देखे हैं, that is the falling of an object from a height. This is a ball which is thrown from a height h. Okay, then what we'll see, the ball automatically comes towards the earth. Why? What is the reason why the ball is coming down towards the earth? Why not only it is going upwards? Or we can see the motion of a planets around the sun. This is a sun and this is a motion of a planets in an orbit. These are the planets. Why they are moving or revolving around the sun? All these phenomena are noticed by the Newton, and he formed different laws according to these phenomena and give a universal law of gravitation, that is we called as Newton's law of gravitation. Before starting with the Newton's law of gravitation, we will study what are the Kepler's law. Kepler is a scientist who gave the three basic laws for the motion of for the rotation of the sun or the planets and their time, what they were doing around the sun. All these things about the planets is given by the Kepler. The first law of Kepler is the law of orbit. This law states that, first, what is the law of orbit? Law of orbit. This law states that each planet moves around the sun in an elliptical orbit with the sun at one of the two foci. What the first law said, that each planet moves around the sun in an elliptical orbit with the sun at one of the two foci. What it means? This means that our planets move around the sun in an elliptical orbit. What is an ellipse? We know that ellipse is this kind of a figure. And what are its foci? If suppose this is the major axis of the ellipse and this is the minor axis of the ellipse, then what are its foci? Foci are present on the major axis, that is here and here. These are the two foci. We can say that F1 and F2. Okay. Then we mark the points as label, that is, this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. Okay. Now, according to this law, our sun is present at the two foci either on F1 or either on F2. That is, we suppose the sun is present here. Okay. This is our sun. Or we can say that sun can also present at F2 if not at F1. Okay. The distances of the major axis and the minor axis we can say that this distance is as b and half is also b. So the total minor axis is of 2b. Okay, and if we mark the distances for the major axis, this is 2a, the total distance from A to D. Okay, this is the representation for the law of orbit that the Kepler has said. For this figure, we can say that point that if a planet is present in the circumference of the ellipse, that is, our planet is here, this is our planet, ये क्या है हमारा planet. If we say that the point D here, what is D? Our D point is the farthest point that we called as perihelion, and for this the point A is our point A is the farthest point, that is, if a sun is at a focus 1, then we can say the point A is the farthest point and we called as a perihelion. And if we notice the point D is the closest point. If we write this as point A as the furthest point that we called, and the point D is the nearest or the closest point. Okay. Now we'll study about the second law of the Kepler. What is the second law? The law of areas. What does mean the area? The total space covered by an object or anything we termed as it as an area. So what is the statement of the Kepler for the law of area? The line joining the sun and a planet sweeps out equal areas, equal intervals of time. Okay, what it means? The line joining the sun and the planet sweeps out equal areas and equal interval of time. We draw a figure by which we can understand what is a law of periods. If suppose this is an orbit for a planet and our sun is present here, this is our sun, and if we draw a line like this, okay, this means if a planet is moving here, suppose a planet is present here, this is a planet, okay, which is represented by P. It moves equal areas in equal interval of time. Suppose it sweeps this much of area in moving here and this much area passing through here. Okay, this is the velocity, initial velocity of a planet, that is v, and if we suppose here it is like this. Okay, this is the area which the planet sweeps when moving, when this. Okay, if we know that the area swept by the planet at this side is smaller and area swept by this is larger. We think this, but not this is the fact. It is sweeping the equal areas in both the cases. And the planet moving from here first, that is from right, it moves slower. Planet moves slower from this side, and here the planet moves faster. If we have to prove this law, for this we have to take different formulas in account. That is, the rate of change of angular momentum is torque. We know that. The rate of change of angular momentum is torque. मीन्स हमारी बॉडी ने कितना चेंज किया है, कितने एंगल से चेंज किया है पर यूनिट टाइम. Okay, this is known as a torque. If we represent the torque in a vector form, we'll write as tau vector is equals to force into perpendicular distance. It is a cross product that is equals to 0. Okay, since we also know that our torque is the rate of change of angular momentum, that is dl upon dt. Okay, if our dl is 0, that is small dl, that is small change or displacement is 0, then this implies that our LF minus Li, initial angular momentum, final angular momentum minus initial, is equals to 0, and this term is known as, that is, if our torque is 0, then angular momentum is constant. If our torque is 0, that is tau, then our angular momentum is constant. What is an area? Area is equals to half base into height. In the above figure, if we see, what is our r? That is the distance from the sun and the planet. If we consider for the right hand side area, then it is termed as r. Okay, and the force is towards the sun, that is the centripetal force. This we have marked in our figure now, and we can derive the area, that is half base into height. What we can write? What is our base? That is r. And what is our height? That is v del t. The change in area per unit time, we can write, that is del A upon del T. This is equals to half RV, which is equals to mv r upon 2m. Our velocity is the angular velocity, so angular velocity can be written as I have written, or we can say that we have multiplied the denominator and the numerator by mm and balances, or try to balance this equation, that is del t del A upon del t is equals to L upon 2m. Our L is MVR, is equals to a constant term. This means line joining the sun and a planet sweeps equal areas and equal interval of time, and this means aerial velocity of a planet remains constant. Aerial velocity of a planet Okay, this in this way we have completed our second law. Now moving towards the third law, that is the law of periods. What it states that the square of the time taken by the planet to complete a revolution around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of the semi-major axis of an elliptical orbit. Now, as I have said this law, I have to draw a diagram for explaining this. This is an ellipse. If this is a major axis, this is our minor axis of an ellipse. If we label this is point A, this is point B, okay, and mark the distance as we know this is B, this is A, okay. Now if we divide it in a sum part, means we can say that A is equals to R. We have divided this. This is L, and similarly here this is also L. L is called as latus rectum of an ellipse, which is equal to B square upon A. Okay. What this law states, we now write the law. The square of time taken by a planet to complete a revolution around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of semi-major axis of the elliptical orbit. Okay. What it states that we write mathematically, that is t square is directly proportional to the r cube, or we can say t square upon r cube is equals to constant. If we now have to prove this law, the area of ellipse equal to pi AB, that time period is equals to known as total area upon aerial velocity. This is similar to as we write the speed is equals to distance upon time. In this way we have write the time taken or the time period is equals to total area, that is the total distance or the total area upon the aerial velocity. T is return time period T, and we can write the total area is pi AB upon total velocity we have del A upon del T, that is equals to pi AB 2m upon L. 2m upon L is taken from the second law of the Kepler, that is the law of areas. We write as pi A L upon, as we know that the lattice rectum, that is L, is equals to B square upon A. We have returned the value of AL raised to the power half as the value of B multiplied by 2m upon L is equals to A raised to the power 2 by 3 pi L raised to the power half into 2m. This shows us that time is directly proportional to A raised to the power 3 by 2, or T square is directly proportional to A. A is equal to R, as we have known. Okay, in this way we have completed the all three laws that the Kepler has given for the motion of the planets around the sun. Now we'll discuss about the gravitation. What is the gravitation and how the gravitation is felt, or what is the gravity felt by us on the earth, on the moon, and what are the phenomena where the gravity changes at the height, depth, or on the surface. These all things will be discussed by us now. So as we have known that suppose we have observed the body which is dropped from a certain height, it falls towards the earth, the motion of the body must have been initialized by a force exerted by the earth on a body. We suppose that. Okay. And we know that planets are moving in a circular orbit around the sun, wherein the direction of motion changes continuously. Planets change their direction continuously. The change in the direction must be due to the unbalanced force on each planet exerted by the sun. Okay. Similarly, our moon revolves around the earth. These all phenomena are due to the gravitation. What is gravitation? न्यूटन ने क्या देखा? न्यूटन grabs that the nature of a force involved all three cases must be same. He called this as the gravitational force. What Newton grabs? The phenomena involved in all three cases. He observed these cases and called it as a gravitation force. Now if we have to define what is a gravitation, that is, what is a gravitation? It is the phenomena of attraction between any two bodies in the universe. Means it is an attracting phenomena between any two bodies that can be of any size, that is small objects to a large objects, as example taken as a small ball or our earth. Both the objects varies in their size, but gravitational force acts on both the bodies. So object may be the terrestrial, that are which are on the earth, or they may be a terrestrial which are outer on the space, such as stars, planets, satellites. It is applicable to both the types of object, that is terrestrial and terrestrials. As I have said that terrestrials are on the earth and terrestrials are out in the outer space. Okay. Now in the next section we'll discuss about Newton's law of gravitation. Thank you.